art, culture, unique, belief, aesthetics, renaissance, compression, expression, foundation, diverse, one voice, multicultural, live, cosmopolitan.
Welcome to the YM. It's cold. Yeah, this is a London edition of the Y, and God, it's pretty cold.
What are you doing, you idiot? You're not wearing anything.
Yeah, actually, I can't do this right now. I have to go get a jacket. Yeah. Okay, so I'll see you guys. Yeah. Oh, Tian.
Hey.
Okay, I'll see you.
Hey man. Simon's out.
True. Go get some clothes. Oh my God, where's my scarf? Okay, never mind.
Simon took your scarf. But it's freezing man, London.
It's got to have something to keep me warm.
Yeah. So now that Simon has left,
Leaving us all alone.
yeah. So we should introduce what's gonna happen in this episode.
Well, this episode we've got an interview with Yi-Sheng about his play at the Esplanade Theatre Studio about Annabel Chong, 251, about having sex with lots of people. Yeah.
251 people to be exact.
Actually 60 odd, but repetition.
Okay, so the show is happening on the 5th to 15th April 2007 at the Esplanade Studio Theatre.
Yeah.
So our journalist
Simon Peter and
Noel Cha will bump into Yi-Sheng, and so here's the interview on the street.
check it out.
Check it out.
Yeah, here we are, a famous writer of Singapore, one of the most spectacularly
The amazing writer for 251. The amazing writer for 251.
correct. So I'm going to ask you one question to start off with. How do you feel about the process now, halfway through your production?
Oh, right now I am actually really satisfied because we finally, after the Thursday performance, after the Friday performance, we finally on Saturday had a performance which actually met the director and my standards for good theatre. You see, I'm a critic. I mean, I write theatre reviews for Flying Inkpot, so I'm damn picky, I guess. Not just picky. I feel this duty after I've slammed so many other theatre productions not to be bad myself. And Thursday I was going, oh my God, this is quite bad. Okay, actually redeemable, but still not very good. And then finally it was decent today, and I was so surprised. I still actually. So yeah, the reason why I'm so relieved actually is because so much hype went up around 251. That a lot of people said we were just exploiting Annabel Chong all over again. We're just conning the public into, thinking that this show is just full of sex and Loressa justified that by saying, we're going to get the common man to buy seats, and then after that we're gonna transmit ideas of higher art and theatre to them. And I wasn't sure we were doing that until today. So right now I am quite pleased.
Okay, thank you very much. And our guest interviewer today, do you have any questions for the director?
Yeah. Well, generally most people would associate Annabel Chong with sex acts. So maybe you might want to create a new idea for this whole play so that people might have a different impression on it.
Thank you.
Well, hello, Annabel Chong. Her existence in the Singapore consciousness does have to do with sex. And Annabel Chong, I mean, it's a stage name. It's the stage name of a porn star. This is a play about sex as well. I mean, there's no denying it. It's got to be about sex. But one thing that I wanted to underscore is that sex isn't dirty. I don't think there's anything wrong with
Yeah.
pornography either. I mean, I've got loads of it at home in like all formats. Got JPEG, got like book, got movie file, got DVD, got comic book. Anyway, yeah. But one other thing I wanted to talk about in the play was that Grace Quek, that's the real name of the woman who became Annabel Chong. Grace Quek actually saw herself as an artist. The reason why she went to the USA was to study art. I mean, and when she was in the US, and she couldn't finance her studies at first because her parents cut off her education money. So that was why she started doing porn shoots. In fact, she was at UCLA, I think a branch of UCLA, which actually saw her, which was actually quite. No, it was USC, University of Southern California.
Yeah.
They saw her art, which was exploring female sexuality, as pornographic, and that was actually one of the reasons why she decided that she thought she might as well do porn. And in fact, some of the porn she did, you can see this subversive artistic element in it. Really, I mean, even though the gangbang itself was her director's idea, and so it was big, full of sleaze, she asked for it to be staged in this ancient Roman context with these Roman columns to recall the Empress Messalina, who was a notorious gangbanger of ancient Rome, as an icon of positive female sexuality. She was she said when she was doing interviews later, she was reflecting on the strange queer theory aspects of all these naked men having to jack themselves off so they could be ready for her cunt. And she directed a movie herself, which was extremely strange and conceptual, and in which she intercut scenes of her having sex with her, scenes of her chopping up chickens and cackling and wearing big Asian glasses. So she was a very complex, very intellectual figure. She really was an artist, and she.
It's okay. Sorry
Yeah.
to interject.
Oh, sorry, I'm not allowed.
Sorry to interject. Maybe there's one more quick question. I was thinking that the reference to Singapore politics throughout the play. Do you think in Singapore theatre, a lot of the theatre I see here tends to use like very strong, like quite didactic subject matter about issues here. So I saw that coming into the play quite a bit, and so I was wondering about a short response. Do you think the crowd is responsive to it, or because maybe the artists already know about such issues, or do you think maybe it's overbearing or generally, and also why do you still feel the need to bring it into such a play? Yeah.
Actually, I think a lot of the art, a lot of the political comments were very unsubtly done. I could have written that stuff more gracefully, but one of the main things when I looked at her life, I saw her being very much of a product of Singapore politics and policies towards art as well as towards education. I mean, her parents were Chinese. Her parents were actually Chinese language theatre practitioners until they quit, and I saw that as happening at the same time as Kuo Pao Kun and being jailed under grounds of supposed communism, and she herself left Singapore because there wasn't a positive, conducive atmosphere for art, and she was doing performance art, which was banned at the time.
Right.
So I mean, I felt this was a side of her that I really felt was important to explain, to lay out and actually explain to people who didn't know about the artistic context of what was going on. Still, I realized that a lot of the references to Amanda Heng and Lin Lu were actually lost on the audience, since we had a big non-art audience in the crowd. But one motif I had was the performance of Joseph Ng, which happened about a year before her gangbang.
Right.
And I thought that, well, because that was played up by the newspaper in a similar scandalous fashion, it would actually serve as an anchor point to talk about, what the idea of acceptable and unacceptable, what is acceptable and unacceptable deviant behavior, ideas in Singapore life. I mean, I really do see, Annabel Chong not as this figure telling us that we should all do gangbangs, but as this figure telling us that we should have a broader idea of the ways in which we can lead our lives.
Okay, I think that's great. Thank you very much. This is Simon Peter signing out, and here we are.
Yi-Sheng.
Noel Chia.
Yeah, thank you for your contributions very much. Okay, bye-bye.
Hi, welcome to Current Affairs. Here now with Bruce.
And we're going to be talking about Annabel Chong, the play about her, and the phenomenon that she seems to have become in Singapore over the past 10 odd years.
What you guys just heard before that was the interview with Yi-Sheng, written the play about Annabel Chong. Have you seen it?
As a matter of fact, no, but...
Yeah, me too, but I heard that it was very, very popular. Simon's seen it.
Yeah, well, we could ask him about it.
Yeah, but he just walked out of that just now, so fuck it. For those of you who's not from Singapore or not familiar with, pornography, Annabel Chong was born on May 22nd, 1972 in Singapore.
So when you want to buy her birthday present anonymously, you know when.
Yeah, she is actually formerly a pornographic actress now living in the United States. She is famous for engaging in 251 sex acts with around 70 men over a 10-hour period in January 1995, setting a world record.
10-hour period that apparently included lunch break.
But sex acts takes a lot of energy and people should really replenish themselves. I think what's so popular about Annabel Chong, I guess, is that she's Singaporean. I mean, we can't have chewing gum and all this repressed Singaporean stuff,
I don't know, the thing that interests me is that it's been more than 10 years and still it's so incredibly attractive to people to make representations or productions revolving around her or talk about her like so long, and then this play which is made about her ends up being massively popular. It's like until now, I mean, I don't know what's going on here.
The sensation of 251, the play. Yi-Sheng said that the play was full house, right? And Singaporeans really, really dig this stuff.
It's just sensationalism. It'd be wrong to dismiss it as just sensationalism. I mean, popular. Therefore, something's going on here. I mean, 251 get full house, and other playwrights, other production houses have to struggle to survive. Well, we've got a world-class porn star along with world-class everything now.
Yeah, I mean, why Singaporeans actually flock to see this play about Annabel Chong, although it's kind of not really, according to Yi-Sheng, it's not really about Annabel Chong, kind of a metaphor for something larger.
But once you bring her name in, she's such a pervasive media creation that I think it might override any other metaphors or messages they try and come across. You think?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the danger of writing a play about Annabel Chong or making an artwork about Annabel Chong. And now that we've dedicated an episode to Annabel Chong, hopefully Singaporeans will flock to download this episode, man, because it's all about Annabel Chong.
It's graphic, it's lurid, it's sensational.
Yeah.
Go to it.
Whatever happened to Annabel Chong, Bruce?
I don't know, but I can see a chicken.
Okay, so we are looking at the website of annabelchong.com.
Doesn't exist. You have to go through webarchive.org to get it.
Yeah, maybe for our listeners who's not really tech savvy, what is webarchive.org?
It's a site that archives websites as a coherent attempt to preserve and document the early years of the web as well as how the web develops. And I'm not that familiar with it, but I think it's a pretty good concept and historically important.
Okay, so what we're looking at now is the annabelchong.com website, which is no longer existing on the web now, right? So Annabel Chong, what is she doing now?
She's a diabolical yuppie who is working as a web designer, web developer and consultant. She specializes in ASP and .NET with C, database development, and also does web design.
So it's very, very different from her pornographic history that we know of, huh?
I don't know, maybe she does pornographic web design.
Yeah, but that is if we are like stereotyping her. So you know what's with Singaporeans that always associating Annabel Chong with pornography, man?
It's the media. It's the only thing that they're interested in.
Yeah, so man, we should really think of Annabel Chong. I mean, it's cool to do a play about Annabel Chong having sex with 251 people.
Maybe we should do a play about her designing websites.
Exactly, you know, this is like really true to what she is according to Web Archive, you know. She seems to be now a web designer that specializes in ASP.NET, C database development and stuff like that, which is still very relevant in web design today. Annabel Chong.
Annabel Chong.
Annabel Chong.
Annabel Chong. And borderline obsessiveness.
Yeah. And for those of you viewing the podcast, you'll be seeing flashes of Annabel Chong flashing across the screen.
We hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, we enjoy putting it together. Hey, welcome back.
Welcome back.
So, hope you really enjoyed all this episode about Annabel Chong and stuff.
A very verbose interview, and I hope it was an enlightening discussion.
Yeah, I think it's enlightening. Well, more comments from you folks out there. Email us at admin@dangermuseum.com. Dangermuseum.com. So this is me, Tian,
Bruce, so,
signing off.
in London.
London.
Well, yeah, yes, of course, the association. Hey, get out of the frame. Okay, into the frame, Simon, come on. Yeah. Well,
The Wire is Danger Museum project, presented by artsingapore.org, featuring Simon Peter, Bruce Quack, Woon Tian Wei, and guest interviewer Noel Cha. This episode is supported by